Hey, what's up? This is Gardetrace. In Dragon Ball Super Episode 93, Goku pays Frieza a visit in Hell in order to recruit him for the Tournament of Power. Of course, Goku is going to have Frieza be revived for 24 hours to take part in this tournament. Now, Frieza's terms for entering are that he is to be fully revived once everything's all said and done, as long as Universe 7 survives, that is. When it comes to fully reviving Frieza, that would be the absolute dumbest move that they could make, because, well, Frieza has shown time and time again that he just won't learn his lesson. Even King Yima is saying that Frieza absolutely refuses to repent. So you know Frieza's got some sort of malicious intent here. However, Goku perhaps is luring Frieza into a false sense of security. Because since it's not a guarantee that Frieza will be able to use the Super Dragon Balls, Goku says that the Earth Dragon Balls will be used to revive Frieza. But of course, those can't revive Frieza because they've already revived him. And also, I'm sure Goku would know better than to let Frieza know about the Namekian Dragon Balls, because if he were to, well then we have the Namek saga all over again. But when it comes right down to it, is it really necessary to resort to Frieza at all? Are there really no other viable options? Because as far as I'm concerned, there are other things that they could do. There are other areas that they could resort to instead of going to Frieza. For example, recruit Yamcha. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. It's like Yamcha's too weak, and hey, Universe 6 might have some Cyberman warrior on their team, and then it blows up and eliminates Yamcha, so nah. But in all seriousness now, one thing that came to my mind in the episode where Bulma announced that Majin Buu had fallen asleep was to simply put him into the hyperbolic time chamber. Majin Buu's going to be asleep for the next 2 months, so why not have him sleep it off in the time chamber? I thought this was a good idea until I realized that even this would not be a very viable option, because let's just think about the hyperbolic time chamber for a minute. 12 months in the hyperbolic time chamber is equivalent to 24 hours in the outside world. So 1 month in the hyperbolic time chamber is the equivalent of 2 hours in the outside world. So if we have Majin Buu asleep for 2 months inside of the hyperbolic time chamber, that means 4 hours has passed in the outside world. And as of Dragon Ball Super Episode 91, where it was announced that he had fallen asleep, the tournament was 3 hours away. 3 hours. So Majin Buu's not gonna wake up naturally no matter what. Which leads to another option. Why not simply wish him awake? Because, well, the Dragon Balls, when last were they used?
They were used back in episode 68.
This was back when, like, Goku was using the Dragon Balls as he was planning on reviving King Kai, but then everyone else was kind of butting in, but only one wish ultimately got granted, though. So it makes you wonder, like, how much time has really passed, considering that that episode was a while ago. Also, when you consider that Bulma was revealed to be pregnant in episode 77, it makes me wonder how much time has really gone by since episode 68 leading to 77. And also, how much additional time has gone by leading into the Tournament of Power, even though leading into the Tournament of Power would be a lot less time, but still, how much time overall? So, has a full year gone by since the end of the Future Trunks arc? That's one thing that really has me wondering exactly how much time has gone by. But I would be inclined to believe that they could use the Earth Dragon Balls at this point in time. Because, well, only one wish was made on those Dragon Balls. Because back in Dragon Ball Z, when there was only one wish made and then the dragon went away before granting the second wish, the dragon would be able to return in half the time than normal. So let's say instead of having to wait a full 12 months for the dragon to be granting wishes again, you can only just wait 6 months. So I'm sure 6 months has at least passed since then and then, because Bulma showed absolutely no signs of being pregnant back in episode 68. So it's possible she got pregnant sometime afterwards, or maybe she could have just at that point gotten pregnant. Either way, more than 6 months has passed, as huge as Bulma's belly has gotten in episode 77. So, gather the Dragon Balls and wish Majin Buu awake, and be sure that he does not fall asleep as long as the tournament is going on. But let's say worst case scenario, the Dragon Balls are in fact inactive. What could they do at that point? Well, they do have another ace in the hole. Future Trunks. Why not recruit Future Trunks? With Future Trunks, Whis sent him to a timeline that is alternative to the one that Future Trunks knows, and there's an alternative version of Future Trunks and an alternative version of Future Mai there, with alternative versions of everyone that they knew. So they're living in a timeline where now there's 2 of them. It's like, wow, what is this, Back to the Future 2? It's like, the Super Dragon Balls, like let's say Universe 7 wins this tournament and they're deciding on what they should use the Super Dragon Balls for, they could use it to restore Future Trunks' timeline completely. And since the Super Dragon Balls can do anything, they could restore it and also make it as though Goku Black and Zamasu, and hell, even Android 17 and 18 never rampaged that future to begin with. So they could completely repair all of the damage and while reviving the universe at the same time. If the Super Dragon Balls are as powerful as we're being led to believe, but since these are Dragon Balls made by gods, I would figure they could do whatever the fuck you want. And it just also makes me wonder, how come Future Trunks and Future Mai didn't just stick around in the mainstream timeline until something could be figured out to, repair the damage done from the end of the Future Trunks arc? Because put it this way, Zamasu won. I don't care how you try to rationalize it, Zamasu won. He destroyed everyone. Everybody that Future Trunks has ever known are all dead, with the exception of Future Mai. Everything is just all gone, does not even exist anymore. So why not just simply, stick around in the mainstream timeline, and then of course the Tournament of Power comes up, Future Trunks would definitely be on board. It's like, it wouldn't even take much convincing to get him on. It's not going to be like with Android 17, where he just absolutely refused to take part in the tournament until Goku did him a favor. So then 17 felt, I kind of owe you one now, so I'll enter the tournament. And it would have been nice to see future Trunks like teaming up with the present timeline androids 17 and 18 to see just how vastly different these timeline counterparts are from the ones who are completely sadistic in his timeline that he knows so well. And that would also help for the story because, well, it would allow for more organic storytelling. That way, hey, we come off of the Future Trunks arc, things aren't quite resolved, there's still a lot of damage to fix, so the Tournament of Power here could be used to repair the damage there. And overall, let's say Majin Buu falls asleep, he's not available, well, guess what? Future Trunks would be here as a viable option. Because, well, you know, Majin Buu was one of the powerhouses of the team. Now you got Future Trunks and all of the ass pulls he was, like, pulling from the Future Trunks arc. It's like, come on. This guy would definitely be a huge asset to the team. And especially considering that they're not resorting to Kid Trunks or Goten, because they're too inexperienced and too straightforward. We gotta mix it up a little. Even though when you think about it, he may have a point because those two kids may just show off and be too cocky during the tournament, which really sucks considering that those two kids are actually like, what, 15 years old at this point in the story. So they should definitely be more mature and, well, fucking have grown up. Like, just think of the history of Trunks when Trunks was 13. You see he's the size that a 13-year-old's supposed to be, whereas we have Trunks in Dragon Ball Super, and he still looks like he's in an 8-year-old's body, despite the fact that he should be like 15 by now. It's just, I don't know. But anyway, when it comes down to it, you could just resort to Trunks, because when it comes to what they could even possibly do beyond the Tournament of Power, I really have no idea. Maybe they revived Frieza because they have some kind of story possibilities involving him past this point. Perhaps, but then again, it's like, you know, Dragon Ball Super has like potential and has a lot of great ideas that they throw in there. It's just their execution. And their execution is in fact much worse than Dragon Ball GT is. And then when it comes down to like the Future Trunks arc, it had the makings to be a really good arc, even though I felt it was a mistake, first of all, just to override Future Trunks' happy ending for the sake of this arc and then just completely fuck him over in the end. It's just, where could they really go beyond this point, you know? But anyway, like, they could have gone to Future Trunks, because I would have quite frankly loved to see him take part in this tournament, see how he would have interacted with the other characters. There's like certain things that I felt could have really been built off of that. But nope, we have Frieza. So, well, let's see what's going to get built off of Frieza. But one thing that I can guarantee is Frieza is definitely up to no good, and some deep shit is really going to happen involving Frieza, because, you know, he's going to turn on Goku the first opportunity he gets. This we all know too well. So what else could they have possibly done instead of resorting to Frieza for the Tournament of Power? Like, be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, like and subscribe for more content to come. Anyway, with that being said, that'll be the end of this video. Have a good day, everyone. This is Trace signing out.